Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Hendu Show. We're so excited that you're here. Well, guys, here's the latest on the California fires from the ABC News. It's pretty terrible. It's incredible. I was in Palisades last year. It's just a beautiful place. LA, certain parts of it's beautiful too, and looks like most of it's burned to the ground. Another Gavin Newsom, just another Democrat bunch of crap, to be honest with you. It's even reported that the fire hydrants in Palisades didn't even have water. I mean, at what point are you is malfeasance involved, if not criminal activity? That's just stupid. But anyways, let's get to the report here.
Villages, which is owned by Rick Caruso, Rick Caruso joins us now live on the phone. Rick, thanks so much for being with us. What are you seeing in terms of your property tonight?
Well, hi, Alex. Thanks for covering this so well. Listen, it's a disaster to the 100th degree. It's beyond any
disaster to the 100th degree. This is a California resident. Hell, all of California is a disaster to the 100th degree. If you guys just don't get rid of Gavin Newsom, I mean, well, you deserve it. This guy's an idiot. It's your standard liberal way of thinking. When are you going to come around to the way Republicans think, where there's just common sense? You're just not using any common sense.
anything I think any of us could have ever imagined. But my heart goes out, obviously, to the people with their homes, and I'm watching the small businesses around us go up in flames. This is people's livelihoods, so it's devastating. But what is most concerning to me is our first responders and our firefighters who are trying to battle this. There's no water in the Palisades. There's no water coming out of the fire hydrants. This is an absolute mismanagement by the city. It's not the firefighters' fault.
Yeah, it's mismanaged by the city. You think? You got no water in the fire hydrants, and you're trying to fight a fire that's burning the city down. But, this starts at the top. This starts with stupid Gavin Newsom, green, ecological type thinking. Hey, I'm all for the environment. I mean, I love the woods. I love going out there. I mean, I hate to see one tree cut down that doesn't need to be cut down. But like these fires, a lot of them are created because, there's a certain amount of underbrush that dies every year. Trees fall to the ground and so forth. If you don't allow a yearly fire to clear these out, then it just builds and builds and builds. And pretty soon you got 5-6 feet of dead brush laying up under there, and it's just a wildfire when it finally goes. But you got to also have water in your fire hydrants.
But it's by the city. And I'm going to be very honest. We've got a mayor that's out of the country, and we've got a city that's burning, and there's no resources to put out fires. So if you look at your pictures, you don't see the firefighters there because there's nothing they can do. And it looks like we're in a third world country here. Mm-hmm. And
you are. It's called democratically controlled California. Sorry, I mean, I hate it's happening for the great people of California. But at some point, you just got to say, this Democrat thing, it's not working. I mean, why is California? I mean, I understand everybody lives in L.A. and major cities, and that's where everybody votes and so forth, and the rest of California is pretty, remote. But I would think, look at L.A. and look at any of the big towns. San Francisco. San Francisco was a beautiful city. I loved going to San Francisco. Food was great. People was great. Last time I went there, it was like drugs and needles and crap everywhere, all over the streets. I mean, is that what you want? Well, if you do, just vote Gavin Newsom in again.
We've got a lot of tough questions that we need to ask the mayor and the city council and our representatives and the county representatives. Why didn't you work to mitigate this? What was
This type thing you got to do before the fire, not after.
your brush mitigation program? I heard you earlier talking about it's been dry because there hasn't been rain. That's not the biggest problem here. The brush up in these hills that are controlled by the city and the county, I would bet you that if they haven't been handled, mitigated, pruned, removed for probably 30 or 40 years.
So you have, 5-6 feet of brush, 20, 30, 40 years old. It's just It's kindling that's just ready to go up.
This was a disaster waiting to happen. And what's predictable is preventable. And who's paying the price are all of these people in their homes and their businesses tonight. Now, we'll rebuild, but the majority of this community is going to have a tough time rebuilding their lives. About
4 years ago, I was driving from Oregon down to California. And when you're in California, as I was coming down from Oregon to California, you could see entire sides of mountains on fire. Same thing. Now, this was happening 4 or 5 years ago. They hadn't fixed a thing. And they're not, because they don't want to, because they don't want to change their minds. They're ecologically superior. It's okay for your home to burn, your cars to burn, your livelihood to burn, but don't mess with them spotted owls, those tree toads. Anyways.
And again, if you don't have water, you can't put out fires. And I'm going to spend a lot of time in the coming days and weeks and months asking some really tough questions, and I hope all of you and the press do the same and start holding our officials accountable.
Press isn't going to ask any hard questions. They're just going to back up the politicians. They want to go to all the dinners and the nightclubs and things with the politicians, so they have to be nice to them to be invited to all the beautiful people parties. That's just the way it works. Same as in Washington.
To run the city in a way that keeps people safe.
You are listening to Rick Caruso, of course, businessman and developer, and this is a live look from near his property in the Palisades Village. Your property at this point.
Anyways, I'll show you some other parts of California here.
Fear and concern is growing tonight as flames light up the Los Angeles hillsides. Firefighters are scrambling to contain several major fires tonight.
This is in L.A. You're not talking about out in the middle of nowhere. You're talking about, this is L.A., this is downtown burning.
Tonight, just into our newsroom, we are learning of another fire erupting, this time in Sylmar in the San Fernando Valley. Extremely strong winds are fanning the dangerous and potentially deadly flames that have already forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate.
So anyways, let's listen to what this idiot has to say. I'm sure he's in his CYA mode, cover your ass mode right now.
Firsthand, the impact of these swirling winds and the embers and the number of structures.
It would help if there was water in the fire hydrants
That are destroyed, of how serious this moment is and how important it is you listen to these evacuation orders.
And make sure you vote Democrat.
And take a look. This is video of the flames burning at the Getty Villa Museum tonight.
Wow.
The president and CEO of the museum says some trees and vegetation burned, but good news is the galleries are protected.
And take a look at the latest numbers from CAL FIRE. The Palisades fire is now nearly 3,000 acres large, with evacuation orders impacting at least 30,000 people. There are no estimates on how many homes are destroyed or how many remain.
Almost 3,000 acres. Malibu's burning also.
Angeles hillside, dotted with celebrity homes as winds picked up Tuesday night. This is new video of the Palisades fire, showing thick smoke and powerful wind fueling massive flames you see here on the side of a highway. Homes are destroyed and tens of thousands of people remain under evacuation orders. Clogged roads force some to abandon their cars.
That looks like one of those zombie movies right here. This looks like one of those zombie apocalypse movies. I mean, that's an expressway or a large boulevard, and people have just deserted their cars. There were so many cars on them, it got clogged. They couldn't get out, but the smoke and fire was coming, so they had to flee.
Clogged roads forced some to abandon their cars and run for their lives.
The smoke just got really bad, so I just started packing up all of our stuff, and we got in the car to go. And then all the cars were abandoned, so I had nowhere to go, so I just had to get out of my car and start walking. The smoke is so bad. I have no idea where we're going.
This is video of abandoned cars moved out of the way by a bulldozer to make a path for emergency vehicles. Fire trucks racing to the scene, aircraft attacking the fire from above.
We threw everything we had at it really quick. We knew that if we didn't get it in 20 minutes, it would go.
Well, at least the airplanes can get in there now. I think earlier the winds were so strong they couldn't get in there. But they could probably make it through the winds, but dropping the fire retardant, and it just goes everywhere if you do that. It has to go downwards.
Go to hundreds of acres.
And I've seen tons of fires. This is nothing. I'm scared for my life. It's terrifying.
Actor James Woods posting this video of flames near his home.
We've got a lot of planes going over.
Firefighters in an all-out battle to save this shopping center, pulling hoses right through businesses, even using buckets at one point to stop the spread. The fire started around 10:30 Tuesday morning, erupting in the Pacific Palisades foothills west of Los Angeles, after what the National Weather Service calls the strongest windstorm to hit Southern California in more than a decade. Officials say the exact cause of the fire is not yet known.
You know, when the palm trees are burning like that, it's hot. So anyways, there you go. I mean, I feel terrible for the good people of California. When a fire takes your home, I mean, it's devastating, I'm sure. But so we'll pray for them or hope the best for them, and hopefully they'll vote them damn Democrats out one day, but who knows. But anyways, if you agree with me, you know, that's great. Leave it in the comments. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments. And if you could like or subscribe, that would be great. Till then, we'll see you. Bye-bye.